So we are starting with chapter 6, okay? We are going to talk about permutation and combination, okay? So before we can even talk about permutation and combination, we need to know what is a factorial. Okay, what is factorial and why is so important in this chapter? So the symbol, I'm going to use an exclamation mark. Okay, example, if I were to give you 4 factorial, what does it mean? 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Okay, which I can put the answer down, which is equal to 24. If I were to give you 3 factorial, what does it mean? 3 times 2 times 1, which is equal to 6. 2 factorial, what does it mean? 2 times 1, which is equal to 2. 1 factorial, what does it mean? It is just 1 times 1, which is equal to what? Which is equal to 1. Okay, so it's just a 1, nothing to do there. Okay, so if I were to give you 0 factorial, many will ask, teacher, what about 0 factorial? What does it mean, 0 factorial? Okay, so when I say 0 factorial, you just have to look at the pattern down here. Okay, you look at this pattern down here, you will notice something. Okay, look at this pattern. Can you notice this is 24 to then 6? So from 24 to 6, you divide by 4. Here to 6 to 2, you divide by 3. 2 to 1, you divide by 2. Seeing the pattern? Finally, if you want to go down here, you have to divide by what? Divide by 1. So 1 divided by 1 will give you also a 1. So 0 factorial is defined as 1. Okay? So what is 0 factorial? It's just a 1. Okay? It's the same as 1 factorial. Okay? So what sort of questions can you just think about here? So let's say if I were to give you 8 factorial divided by 6 factorial. So if I were to give you 8 factorial, 6 factorial, the top part is 8 times 7 times 6 until 3 times 2 times 1. The bottom part will start with 6 until 3 times 2 times 1. So you can censor off this part. Okay, what are you left with? 8 times 7, which is equal to 56. Okay, let's say if I were to give you 5 factorial divided by 4 factorial. What does it mean? So you have 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 divided by 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Censor this part. What will you have? You just have a 5. Okay, looking at this thing, you can derive a formula. Okay, your formula will be the formula for n factorial. So what is n factorial? So if I say n factorial, look at this. 4 factorial start with 4, then 3, then 2, then 1. So n factorial starts with n, then n minus 1, n minus 2, until 3 times 2 times 1. So this is how you apply your n factorial. So n factorial is n minus 1, n minus 2 until 3 to 1. Okay, it's okay? Let's go on to the next part. Okay, next part, we want to talk a little bit about permutation. Okay, what's the symbol for permutation? So when I say permutation, you use a P. Okay, if I say NPR, so n object, take an R at a time. Okay, how do you apply this? You have n factorial over n minus r factorial. Example, let's say you have 8p6. Okay, this is equals to 8 factorial. Below will be, the denominator will be 8 minus 6 factorial. So you have a 8 factorial divided by 2 factorial. Okay, what about if you have 7p5? Okay, what do you get? 7 factorial over 7 minus 5, the whole thing factorial. So you have 7 factorial divided also by 2 factorial. Can you see that? Okay, but this part is very interesting. Okay, once you understand a little bit about factorial, you can expand it a little bit. Okay, NPR. Okay, so you have on top part is n factorial, correct? N factorial over n minus r factorial. So what if I were to do this? Okay, do this. Okay, so my n factorial will be n minus 1, n minus 2. The last part is 3, 2, 1. Okay, since I have a r, okay, I just want to introduce a n minus r here. So you have a 2 here, you have a 1, less by 1. So in front of this will be n over r less by 1. So you plus a 1 here. Okay, so check and see. So 2, this is a 1, check. This is a 2, negative 2 plus 1. Do you get 1? Correct? Okay, the bottom part is n minus r factorial. That means from this part onwards, you can cut it off. Oh no, don't cut this. Okay, cut that part. N minus R. So what are you left with? You are left with, okay, from the N minus R onwards, you cut. Okay, so what are you left with? You are left with N minus 1, N minus 2, dot, 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 dot. Don't forget this. Okay, N minus R plus 1. Can you see that? Okay, that's a little bit about permutation. Okay, let's go on to combination. Okay, what are the things that we need in combinations? So if I say combinations, symbol is C. If I say NCR, it will be N factorial over, same thing, N minus R factorial, but there's something extra here. There's a R factorial. Example, if I say 8C5, it's a 8 factorial over 8 minus 5 factorial, and what else do we have down here? Okay, don't forget the 5 factorial. So you have 8 factorial over 3 factorial and 5 factorial. Notice that? Is it okay? Okay, what if I were to take 8C3? Okay, I also have 8 factorial. I have 8 minus 3 factorial, and here I will have 3 factorial. So I will have 8 factorial over 5 factorial, 3 factorial. Do you notice this and this is the same? The total here and here, the sum of these two. The sum of these two is equals to what? Notice that? It's equals to 8. From here, you should notice something. If you have NCR is the same as, can you see the 3 here? It's the same as NCN minus R. So, I've got one important result down here. Okay? What if you have another case? Let's say you have, okay, 8C1. Okay. If I have 8C1, it is 8 factorial over 8 minus 1, 7 factorial, and 1 factorial. Cut, you get back 8. Notice, if you have 8C0, what about 8C0? Do you get back the same thing? 8 factorial, 8 minus 0 is 8 factorial, this is 0 factorial. So what do you notice? Censor again, do you get back what? What do you get if you have 8C0? 8 factorial, then you have 8 factorial. So here 8 minus 0 is 8 factorial and 0 factorial. Okay, what do you get down here? You get a 1. What do you notice down here? If you have NC1, the answer will be equal to what? 8. If you have 8C0, okay, can you see this? Okay, can you see this? Okay, you will have if you have NC0, you will get a, you censor this, you get a 1. Okay, so those are the important things that you must know in this chapter before we can start in this chapter. Okay, look through, please. Okay.